time, a quick review of totalitarianism. So sit right back, maybe grab your notebook, maybe grab your review book, whatever materials you might need, and join me in just a minute. All right, totalitarianism is a concept, honestly, that a lot of students every year they kind of understand and accept pretty quickly. Totalitarianism means total control. So political control, that's typically when there's just one party to vote for or one group to vote for, and they make all the decisions. Now within that group, there'll be some internal struggles to what direction the party wants to go, but when it comes to you, the citizen, you only have one choice, one party. So how do you perceive that total control? Well, that total control really comes in three ways. It's social control, it's political control, and it's economic control. Now, social control, that is the really subversive stuff. That's where propaganda plays a role. And it normally starts when the society, or people in the society, when they're really young. So, like at an early age, you're not learning the real truth of history or the real truth of how society works. What you're learning is what the government wants you to learn. Okay, we use propaganda a little bit in the United States. We do. But totalitarian countries, they use propaganda to control people 100% of the time. So they question the government less and less as generations go by, and it just holds their control more and more. Now, the economics of it is pretty interesting because when you start thinking about economics, you think about making money. But with a country, they start thinking about GDP. They're all about gross domestic product. How much does that country produce? And then how much does that individual produce for the country? So in a totalitarian country, totalitarianist leaders like Stalin, for instance, with his 5-year plans, he's going to put into place, like most totalitarians do, unreasonable expectations. All right, now I sometimes compare this in class because it makes sense to kids this way. If I assign an essay on a Monday, now that's right, Monday. Just think about me assigning an essay on a Monday and it being due on a Friday. There are certain students who will have that essay done by Tuesday. Maybe because they have the time Friday to complete it, or because it's just who they are. If something's assigned, they just do it. Now, that's going to increase the expectation that all students could have it done before Friday. However, there's always a handful of students who really don't get it done by Friday. That's right, I would think that everybody could produce that quickly. Now, if I start to think that everybody can produce that quickly, I might not say, well, they could all get their essay done in a day. So if it was signed on a Monday, they could have it done on Tuesday. But I might say, well, wait a minute, they don't need all the way until Friday. Let's make the next one due on a Wednesday. Now, are some students going to get that done by Wednesday? Absolutely. The original couple that got it done right away, and then probably a few others. But in the end, I'm not going to get any more essays. All right? Truly. Could I maybe get one or two? Maybe. But truly, I'm not going to see production go up that much. And no, those students aren't slackers by any means. They might just be busy, or it just might not fit into how their methodology works with writing essays. So they might need until Tuesday. They might need an actual week and a couple of days to complete it. That's fine. But if I was a totalitarianist leader, once I started seeing people produce quickly, but a totalitarianist leader will drive production. We'll say basically, this starts now. Let's say, again, it's the essay. I want it done soon. So let's say I want it done on a Friday. Some kids get it done on Tuesday. If I push that due date back to Wednesday, some other kids are going to get it done. But what happens to the group that doesn't? Well, if I'm a totalitarianist like Stalin, I'm probably throwing them in prison. I mean, thank goodness, right? Because who wants to write an essay in one day? Now, you might wonder, how do we let a society get to this? How do we let a society just to get to the point where they just abuse their citizens so much? I can tell you that it's hard to understand living in a democracy like America, but if you start to restrict people's rights, their rights of liberty, their rights to life, all of those Enlightenment ideals, I think you can quickly get to a society where people are more concerned maybe with economic output and more concerned about power, that kind of enduring issue, and aren't as worried about equity or fairness. They just see society as being a driving force for collective thought, and they often mask it with nationalism. Now think about that. Isn't it nice that I just used all those terms and I'm hoping that all of you understood them? We've come a long way this year. Thanks for listening to this little tea time. Talk to you later.